All right, so we got the 5 ways to boost your productivity fast in your life, in your business, in everything that you do. So, quick story. I'm gonna list off one, two, three, four, four, five things to boost your productivity. But first, a quick story. So, over the last 4 months of my life, 4.5 months, drove across the country from Massachusetts to Arizona. I did that in a two-door car, just by myself. The whole car packed up. You couldn't even fit a piece of paper between. Moved out to Phoenix, Arizona. The last 2 weeks, I've been in Mexico for a personal development event and then working on my business. And what I found during this time is I'm a big routine guy, meaning I have certain habits, and I believe our habits, when they're compounded over time, they create the success and failure. So success and failure, no matter what you hear, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not the $1 million story overnight, maybe like a lottery ticket, but I'm talking about actual success in your life and your business is a compound effect. It's what happens over the years, over the months, over the days. And if you compound that down to every day, every hour that you're being productive, then you're going to have a successful life as long as you're working towards something. So that's the process here. And I noticed my routines as I was in all these different places and hotels and resorts and countries and states and Airbnbs. Also went to San Diego for the first time, which was really cool. I noticed that my routines were compromised, different time zones and everything like this. And then me being a big routine guy based on habits is us as humans and myself as me, tie basically our identity to our routines and our habits and our behaviors. But the thing is, we are not our behaviors. You have to understand that. So you need to focus on what you want to become. And there really is no gap to that future Dana, that future whoever's watching this right now. There's no gap, but besides our awareness of how to do that, how to accomplish that thing. So if we can begin to have the habits, have the routines to boost this productivity, no matter our circumstances, no matter our environment, doesn't matter if I'm in Mexico, Arizona, California, Massachusetts, all these things, if we can adjust and we can do it in an efficient way, especially with a business that's online. If you have one and you're an entrepreneur, or if you're looking to create one and you're full time right now in a career and you're working on the side, then this is the type of lifestyle that you're going to be living in that sense. Not everyone, but a lot of people. You have mobility because it's all online, right? And the world's going online. And I've known this before the pandemic. I've known this for years and prepared for that. All right. So just to hop into that, I was doing all those things. Found my sleep patterns messed up. Some days I was waking up at 5, some at 3 a.m., some at 6 a.m., some at 7:30. So number one thing I want to share with you, number one thing is to go to bed an hour earlier, to wake up an hour earlier. So many people say, oh, I want to wake up earlier to go to the gym. I want to wake up earlier to do meditation, to read. But the thing is, your body and your mind, it's really not going to work, or you're going to wear out over time unless you go to sleep, go to bed earlier. And that begins with your evening routine. So number one is to go to bed an hour earlier so that you can wake up an hour earlier. And trust me, I was someone that would wake up 7:45. I'm not saying that's late for myself, but I mean, that may be early for someone else, depending on your routine and everything. So I'm not judging anyone here, but I'm saying I used to wake up at 7:45 and then, just be to the gym at 8 and kind of be reacting to my life. The key to my success, and a lot of people, entrepreneurs, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs, 6-figure entrepreneurs, is their morning routine and their evening routine. And what they do, what I mean by this is they get themselves into a state of mind and a feeling that they're inspired and they're motivated, and they're ready to go, and they're responding to life. They're not reacting to it from the inside out instead of the outside in. And that's the state you want to be in. So if you can just wake up a little bit earlier, why would you do that? Let's get to point number 2, is to eat healthy and move your body. So this is all applicable to your business, okay? Because the more that you grow yourself, the more that you work on yourself, and health is number one before anything, because without health, you have no business. Without health, you don't need money because you're not going to be alive, right? So number one is eat healthy and move your body. So the way that I picture this is I see food as information, as energy. So when I look at a piece of cake and I look at the vegetables and the avocado, I go, which one's going to serve me? Which one's going to give my body, my mind, and my soul the fuel that I need to perform at my best, to feel at my best? Because everything we do is for a feeling. The answer is the avocados and the vegetables going to do that. If I'm going for the taste and I'm not saying not to reward yourself, but if you choose the short-term pleasure every single time, and you understand that those ingredients in there are actually chemicals, because when you eat something, if you eat the cake and that, it's all artificial ingredients and sugar, your body doesn't know you're eating cake. It just breaks down the chemicals and reacts to that and gives you a feeling and uses it as fuel or not. So that's the process. Is I ask myself, I eat healthy, I move my body, but I ask myself, how is this going to energize my body? Is this going to serve me? And I focus on the end feeling instead of the instant feeling of, oh, this tastes so good, or, oh, I'm going to release this dopamine, this pleasure molecule, the feel good hormone in my brain. Because the truth is, if you can control what you eat, then you most likely can control how you move your body and go to the gym. That's also part of number 2, is to move your body in some sort of way in the morning for at least a half hour. And you can start off going for a walk or doing 5 minutes, but ideally you want to move your body, because we have thoughts that cause the feelings, that cause actions, that cause the results. And then we look at the results, we adjust based on the results, and then we have new thoughts. That's how we're supposed to live our life. But most people, they're looking at the results that they have, and then they're having the same thoughts, the same feelings that are addictions to the results, and they're having the same feelings, which leads to the same actions or the inactions, and they get the same results again. And that's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over is really the definition of insanity. Okay, so again, make sure that you start to look, and I know this is a process, but I'm just going over these bullets, right? So make sure that you're eating healthy and you move your body every single day, because the feeling that you can get yourself into of already having abundance, already being prosperous, already being whole, already having joy, already having freedom, if you're in that state, you're going to take actions as that person. If you take actions as that person over time, over the hours, days, months, and years, you will experience that, whatever that is. It doesn't matter if you want a business, and it's not really, for me, it's not for the money, it's for freedom, right? It's for freedom to do what I want, when I want, with whoever I want, to give how much of I want, with no limits tied to that. Or maybe it's a relationship because you want more joy in your life. So that's really what it comes down to. And then number 3 is study 1 hour a day. So study where you want to end up. Okay, 97% of people don't have the right goal. You want a big goal that scares you and excites you at the same time. It's what you not what anyone else's wants. Okay, and you want to make sure you study the topic of that goal every single day. Okay, I'm not talking about this. If you're in a job that you hate, stop studying that stuff. Okay, focus on the future that you want, the goal that you want, so that over time that hour turns into 7 hours a week. And then it turns into almost about 30 hours a month, right? And then 30 times 12, my math isn't that good, but you can do the math over the course of a year. You can become the expert as long as you apply that. So that's number 3, is to study 1 hour a day. And then number 4 is to do something unknown and new each day. So example of this, I just came back to Massachusetts, and I just went to a gym that I used to go to 2 years ago. And I walk in the gym and I see the same person wearing the same clothes, doing the same workouts. And I hadn't been there in almost 3 years. At the same time, they're at the same time doing this, talking to the same people, the same friends, and the same conversations. And that's awesome. They're at the gym. But do you get what I'm saying here? If you do the same things every single day, and you have the same thoughts, and you have the same feelings linked to those thoughts and emotions, and feelings are really sensations, right? And then the emotions is the name that you tie to that. So I have a sensation, I have fear in my body. And you have the same actions, you have the same results, then even though time is moving on, okay, so yes, today will be whatever, December 21st, and tomorrow will be December 22nd, and next week will be December 23rd, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But if you're doing the same things every single day around the same people, working out the same thing with the same clothes, and it's years are going by, then you're not in the present at all. You're actually living in the past, and you're going to recreate that past, even though time is going by. And that's where that whole illusion of time plays into that, is that you think you're moving and progressing, but you're really not. And I think that's great if you're doing good for yourself and all that. But I'm talking for you people out there that, that you want to do big things and you feel like you want to do more, and you know that you can do more. Maybe you don't know where to start, or maybe it's a mindset thing. That's who I'm talking to. And you want to experience more freedom in your life, more joy, more happiness, more abundance, more prosperity. That's who I'm talking to right now. If you're comfortable where you are and you've been doing that your whole life, then most likely you're probably lying to yourself. I'll be transparent here, or you're just scared to do it. Or maybe you are, you just want to stay stationary, and that's fine as well. That's not who I'm talking to right now. So make sure that you're doing something unknown and new every day so that you can experience something new and have a different, because it's a law of cause and effect. We are responsible for the cause, and God in the universe is responsible for the effect. So we put it out, we take that action, we have that conversation, we make that sales call, we start that business, we set that goal, and then we take the action on it. And then we receive back, and you have to be open for that receival. So that's number 4. And then number 5 is observe yourself as the observer. So as you're going through your day and you're going through your life, and this is awareness is what I'm talking about here. And conscious awareness is really key to what everybody is seeking at that foundational level. But observe yourself as the observer means whether you're having a conversation, you're on a phone, you're on the sales call, you're doing your own work, you're just thinking before bed, when you wake up in the morning, while you're showering, while you're doing your work stuff, while you're hanging out with friends. If you can observe and you can catch every single thought, every idea, every question, every bit of information that you're consuming through your 6 senses, because we have 6 senses that consume information, and that's what we base our reality based on. And really, those 6 senses is only 1% of what actually is around us. So 99% we can't even see. So what really is reality? I don't know. But if you can observe yourself as the observer, you can evaluate yourself as the observer because you're observing yourself. And then you can begin to ask yourself questions, and you can begin the process of change. And the change is to be greater than yourself, to be greater than your time, your environment, and your body is to change. And when you're in that present moment and you're observing yourself and you know what's going on, you can start to connect new pathways in your brain, and you can actually speed up that process. And then you'll understand, oh, if I do something new every day, I'm becoming a new person each day. And that's the only key of what you need to do. So if you're doing the same things every day, you're not going to change. And if you're looking to change and transform and you're doing the same things every day, that's the definition of insanity. So those are right there are the 5 ways to boost your productivity that I wanted to share with you again. So number 1 is go to bed an hour earlier, wake up an hour earlier. Number 2 is eat healthy and move your body. Specifically, I would say move your body first thing in the morning or do some sort of meditation, but the earlier, the better. Number 3 is study 1 hour a day so you can become the expert in what you do. And what I really did in my business is, before I knew anything about sales or social media marketing or coaching or consulting, I would make sure that I knew where my weakness was or where my lack of awareness or my ignorance, not knowing was. And I make sure that I found someone or a book or a program, invested in myself to do that. And then over the course of the years and applying it and getting results, I became the expert in that area. And then number 4 is do something unknown and new each day. So you're not living in the past or recreating the past, even though time's moving on. And 5, observe yourself as the observer. And if you can do these 5 things together, you're going to tremendously boost your productivity, and you're going to do it in a fast and efficient way, no matter your environment, no matter who's around you, no matter anything. You're going to be greater than your environment because you're living, Walter Waddle said this, regardless of your appearances. Truth regardless of your appearances. Truth, you're living in your truth regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of how your employees are acting, and regardless of your financial statement, regardless of your bank balance, regardless of your relationships, regardless of your health. You know who you are, you know what you're going after, and that is the key to success right there. So again, I hope you enjoyed this and you found some value in this. Make sure that you leave a comment about which one of these 5 things were your biggest insight or what you got out of this. And make sure you like and heart this video. And again, I hope this inspired one person. I'm going to be doing a lot more live videos. Actually in Massachusetts right now, visiting my family. So I was in Phoenix, and I went to Mexico for about 2.5 weeks, and now flew out to Massachusetts. So it'll be nice to finally have a foundational spot. But I have a lot of great plans, a lot of value going out. And I'm excited for the end of 2021 and the beginning for 2022. So stay tuned as well. And I will see you next time.